Welcome back to this special episode of Talk to Al Jazeera from the Turkish capital, where we're discussing Turkey's foreign policy with its foreign minister, Ahmet Davutoglu. Let's talk a little bit about the deal that you signed with Armenia. Quite a historic accord, I think most people would agree. But the key question, when will you get the parliament to vote here in Turkey on ratifying that deal? Do you have a date in mind?
In Turkey, rule of law and according to our constitution, the government's responsibility is just sending these agreements to the parliament. We cannot impose anything on the parliament.
But do you have a timeline?
It is, but for this type of decisions, how parliament takes the timetable, the psychological and political atmosphere is important. Otherwise, we don't want these protocols be rejected by the parliament. So it should be voted when in the most suitable political atmosphere.
Okay, what does that mean? I know you're a diplomat, Professor Davutoglu, but you're also a professor. Let's break it down in layman's terms. Are you saying that ratifying the deal in the Turkish parliament is linked to how much political progress is made on the issue of Nagorno-Karabakh?
Of course, we have been saying that these protocols will have a positive impact on the stability of Southern Caucasia and particularly on Armenian-Azeri dispute, Azerbaijani dispute, to end the occupation of Azeri territories by Armenians. So this is our belief. When there is such a progress, definitely such a progress will have a very positive impact on the ratification process in our parliament. So if there is a deterioration of the situation, or if there is there is no hope for such a development, then the members of the parliaments, of our parliament, will have a negative tendency to vote. Therefore, now we have to work on positive scenario. We made a great success through signing these protocols. Now we need other successes in our region in order to make this success sustainable.
In a sense, your ratification is held hostage to the political process, is it not? I mean, you can't afford to take that to parliament and ratify it if Armenia doesn't make any forward progress in negotiating over Nagorno-Karabakh, because that will embarrass you with your Azerbaijani allies.
We want to prepare the ground, the political, psychological ground,
first,
to get yes. In order to get yes, we need to have some progress in the peace talks, because the Azerbaijan is a strategic ally and almost a domestic issue in Turkish foreign policy. We want, and there is another clear principle for us: the occupation of Azerbaijani, 20% of Azerbaijani territories, is illegal. International community now should ask this and should bring this to an end.
So am I correct in understanding, could I say from this interview, that Professor Ahmet Davutoglu has told me that you will, at least in terms of getting your deputies, the AK Party deputies in parliament, you will not attempt to get them to raise a vote on the deal to ratify until you feel the time is right politically?
Yeah, of course. Because it is their decision, but as I said, we want to get yes. And in order to get yes, we expect positive developments on other fronts.
Let me ask you this question. One of the terms of this deal is to establish a committee to look into deaths of people, Armenians, during World War I. Does this mean that there is even the possibility that Turkey or this committee could say that confirm the claims, I say claims, made by the Armenian side that genocide was committed against Armenians? Is that even a possibility?
I am a scholar and a historian. Historical facts should be searched based on historical documents. There is a historical fact, there is a war of propaganda. Until now, what we observed, it was a war of propaganda for political purposes. This new commission will take it to the right place, a research based on historical data. Historical data means archives. 4 years ago, Turkish parliament took a decision and said our archives are open for everybody to come and make research. We are self-confident. What we want to achieve now through this commission is a just memory, not one-sided memory.
But how would you respond then, Professor? I mean, I don't mean to get into a historical debate. That's definitely not for us to decide in this interview what happened.
Therefore, we established it.
Therefore, the commission. But how do you respond to those who say that the fact that you don't even see that as a possibility has kind of already precluded the outcome before this commission starts its work?
No, what I am saying is I am self-confident. I know the archives.
Let's move to Cyprus. Do you feel let down by the European Union when it comes to Cyprus?
Yes, unfortunately, in 2004, if there was enough pressure by EU side on Greek Cypriot side, and if Greek Cypriot side accepted Annan plan, today we would have a different Europe, a different Eastern Mediterranean zone, a different Turkish-Greek relation.
Okay, that was 2004. What should the EU do today then? What would you like the EU to do today?
It was 2004, but we should get enough lesson from 2004. Justice is important. We should not forget what has happened there. Turkish side said yes for EU plan, for UN plan. Greek Cypriot side said no. So it means Turkish Cypriot side wanted to unite the island. Greek Cypriot side want to divide the island. Now what should be done? And the same trend is continuing. President Talat is pushing for the negotiations. Greek Cypriot sides want to misuse, unfortunately, Turkish-European relation in order to make pressure on Turkey on Cyprus issue. What should be done? EU should tell to both parties, I don't say only to Greek Cypriot side, enough is enough. Make a peace, unite the island. This is the issue. The issue is not Turkish-EU relation. The issue is Cyprus question. Focus on this and make a peace. If there is such a strong will by international community, we can get a quick, comprehensive settlement on island. But unfortunately, we don't see that strong commitment by international community. What we see is delaying the process by Greek Cypriot side in order to get some pressure on Turkey by EU. This is wrong strategy to achieve a peace.
Final question. What is the Turkish position on efforts to give the entities of Bosnia more power? Is that the key to peace and stability or a threat to peace and stability in the Balkans?
I was in Bosnia-Herzegovina last week and I had meetings with the leaders. And we are following Butmir process closely. What we have to do now in Bosnia is to end the transitional period of which lasted 14 years after the Dayton Agreement, to have a real efficient state in Bosnia-Herzegovina based on a comprehensive constitutional framework where all the citizens of Bosnia-Herzegovina can feel that they have a political order.
Is there enough support from the US and EU for that? You mentioned a key point.
The existing initiative is good, but it should be more consulted with the people.
And is it being implemented? You mentioned the terms
not yet. But the initiative to have a permanent functioning political system in Bosnia-Herzegovina is good, but we should not allow this to create an inefficient state structure of Bosnia-Herzegovina. There should be a functional state structure in Bosnia-Herzegovina. What does it mean? It means that there should be a central authority. Of course, there will be entities, but these entities should not be seen like barriers to have a functional state structure. And the results, this is a very important principle for and responsibility for international community, the results of ethnic cleansing in 1990s should not be legitimized through certain political reforms. The opposite should be there. There should be a more harmonious, more integrated Bosnian society of all ethnicities, Bosniaks, Serbs, and Croats, to have a sense of belonging to the country and a sense of strong political stability in the country.
We could continue discussing these issues for a lot longer, but unfortunately we'll have to leave it there for now. Foreign Minister of Turkey, Ahmet Davutoglu, thanks so much for talking to Al Jazeera.